Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine Keys, and you are tuned into Reuters Events Women in Marketing series, where every other Tuesday I sit down with one of the most inspirational and driven leaders across the globe. Today, I am joined by Torres, the Chief Marketing Officer and Senior Vice President of PepsiCo Energy. Thank you so much for joining us, Fabi. How are you today?
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me. And I'm super good and excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's lovely to really meet you. We didn't have too much time to have a bit of a prep call, so this is all going to be new information for me as well. So I'm really excited to hear a little bit more about you and your role, what you're doing at PepsiCo, and kind of how you made it into this position that you are, because it's quite a position. You have quite a lot of responsibility, and it's pretty incredible and inspirational for other marketing leaders who are moving up and moving into roles like yours.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for your interest. It's like, I've been a marketeer for the last 25 years. So I've been around, and I grew up in the sport and fitness industry. I worked for Nike for 18 years, and I grew up professionally thinking always about the consumer. And when we talk about how you grow in the organization, I have a little bit of a mantra that we have to take care of each other, right? Right? Support each other and making sure that you have a great team behind you, as you need to be a great team player for the ones that are in front of you. So it's a little bit of a chain that happens. You can be a great leader, but if you're not a great supporter of your mentors and your managers, you won't make it, So it's a little bit of a chain strategy that I always apply. We're good to each other, we push each other, and I have to be good to my managers and to my mentors to kind of keep growing as well. So I grew up with that mentality, and I think it's paying off, and I love to continue teaching and coaching new people in the organization, and especially women, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say now more than ever, it's critical for leaders to listen to their team's needs and invest in that personal growth. And PepsiCo Energy is actually leading the way across PepsiCo by cultivating a really diverse team, and the most diverse within the organization. So, I mean, you going with what you said, you're really going above and beyond to embrace these unique backgrounds and experiences. So I guess, what a lot of what we talk about in the women in marketing community is the importance of inclusive marketing. And so how do you think that is impacting the inclusive nature of your marketing?
The biggest I would say challenges and goals as leaders is hire the right team, hire the right individuals to drive the work. And when I joined Pepsi, they told me that it's the beauty of the opportunity. When I got the phone call, it was about building everything from scratch and making sure that we have the opportunity to build something new for the company and be a test bed for what it could be across beverages in North America for PepsiCo. And they said, well, it will take you 6 to 12 months to build a team the way that you wanted to build it, because I pitched it. And I said, okay, give me 90 days and I'll make it happen.
And that's ambitious.
Exactly, is what I heard. And you can ask my team. So I actually did it between 90 and 100 days. And I wasn't on a rush. I think people that have worked with me in the past, people that know me from others, that we have a good network, they reach out to me or I reach out to them, and they were immediately jumping in the boat. So I owe them a big way because of credibility, because of trust, because of confidence. And we're just starting, and I think diversity means a lot to me. Inclusion means a lot to me. It's very serious about how deliberate we are, not deliverable. So it is about bringing the knowledge in. It's not about who you are as a person, but what you bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. So you leveraged a lot of your personal network in order to build that team so quickly.
Yes.
Fantastic. And you'd worked at Nike and Beats by Dre as well. So were there a few people from those organizations kind of leading a lot of the Rockstar marketing strategy?
A couple. I think it's just I brought 3 people for now from former Nike employees. I have a person from Beats by Dre, but most importantly, that network helped me to connect with others as well. So I think is as you go to kind of trusting and building your networks, is just the minute they heard, they said, these people should work for you, or I have a friend that is fantastic on this. So especially during COVID, I was hired during COVID. I actually just met my bosses 2 weeks ago after a year working for the company. I haven't met my whole team just yet. So you have to trust. You have to have a really good intuition. You have to have a lot of trust in the personalities you meet over Zoom, with great confidence and energy. You know, I feel like that energy, no pun intended, but it's just when you bring that energy and passion for the brand as a candidate, you have to trust that individual with the credentials that they have. And it's always how you show up. I was just telling my team in the morning and said, hey, it is about how you show up, how committed you are, and how you're committed to the consumer out there. We're putting products that the consumers will take home and will trust us. So we need to have that passion and that excellence to deliver.
Yeah, and you mentioned trust, both consumer facing and within your team. So, you know, that is such an important word, I guess, for you as a leader. What would you say about the word trust and living by that? Is that a really strong principle for you?
Absolutely. It's leading by example. So people that have worked for me 10, 12 years ago, they reach out and say, I want to be in that journey, you know, and leaving great companies behind. I have a person from Activision. I have a person from Nike. I have a person from Frito-Lay in my team. I have people that raise their hand within PepsiCo to work for us. And it is about how you lead, how you relate, how you empower. It is not about just leading these positions when you're the head of such a big company or the head of such a big category. It is about empowering others, coaching them from the back, from behind. As I grew up in a sports organization, you always kind of do those analogies, how you're in a coach, a sports coach, and in this tough environment that we're still living during COVID is all about again, how you show up and the things that you need to deliver under a very different world that we live in now versus 2019. I always say, hey, do you want to be like 2019? Do you want to be like 2020? Do you want to live like 2021, where we're in between? So there's a lot of things that we need, as we call, everybody calls the new normal, and we're still figuring out what the new normal is about. I think the fundamentals don't change. It's about empowering people, enablement, is trust, is really that executional excellence. When we talk about marketing, when we talk about PepsiCo Energy, it is about really getting the consumer in front of you and knowing the consumer. We cannot be in the market all the time, but we have to rely on the data. We have to rely on your experience and making sure that everybody feels motivated for the work that we're delivering. At the end, as a consumer, when you get the products in your hand, you're going to see, you're going to feel that quality of the product, that quality of the marketing that you receive.
Yeah, and that experience, that you know, the experience of going through the pandemic, the experience that we've all faced over the past few years, but also talking about experiences in the sense of, you know, you were at Nike, part of that coaching culture, and then it Beats by Dre. I'd love to hear a little more about how your experiences and the consumers' experiences have impacted the way you've come at the energy portfolio, because you've come at it such an intense time, let's say. And you know, what was your inspiration behind the Rockstar energy drink launch back in January? You know, how did your experiences and you know, impact that? And also, how reliant was the big revamp on the Super Bowl spot as well? I think maybe an interesting angle to cover.
Yes, a lot of questions, but you know, Rockstar is such a jewel for us. The Pepsi. Apologies for my dog.
No worries, we're all working from home.
Rockstar was acquired by PepsiCo in March 2021. You know, it's been almost a 20 years ride for the brand. And we have a big task, return the brand to grow, bring back the relevancy of a very iconic brand in energy drinks. And when we think about energy and the road to make that, we only have 6 months. 6 months to rethink the positioning, rethink where the new image was, and restage the brand and into the new world of energy drinks. And we couldn't find a better moment to do it in the best sport moment for North America and for the year, which it really provided us credibility, confidence from our customers, as well as from the consumers, to really put us on a spotlight where we needed to be. And this is just the beginning of the journey. We have really exciting plans in the near future about innovating in product, having better ingredients. I always say better ingredients, because the world of innovation is endless, right? Whatever you're using today or you're drinking today can always be better. It's not because we have a bad product or anything like that. It's always, in any industry that you talk, innovation is always a good platform to continue bringing consumers in. And the Super Bowl brought us that stage. It's a sustained campaign, not only for the Super Bowl. We're going to be live in different moments, in music moments. We have some exciting things coming up for the brand, as well as being on the ground. You know, the big arm of an energy brand is being closer to the consumers and really putting the product in front of people where the world is waiting to get out there. And there's some things that are started already happening. So we're excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we talk about launches, and you may have been referring to that a little bit there, but you recently launched the Mountain Dew Rise Energy, along with an endorsement with LeBron James. And I know that you've actually worked with him before on some projects or collaborations with Beats by Dre. So I'm sure you've got a bit of a relationship there. I bet it was a really exciting opportunity to collaborate again. So I'd love to hear about your inspiration behind that and how you're continuing to evolve and embrace these brand partnerships in 2021.
Yeah, we're extremely, you don't have often an opportunity to give birth a brand from scratch. You know, we found out a lot of great insights on where the consumer is going in terms of ingredients, in terms of flavor, what is needed in a white space in different occasions during the day for energy. And we took advantage of that and say, okay, we found something, but we need a strong voice. We need a strong voice to talk about these ingredients, these functional ingredients. We developed Mountain Dew Rise with the goal of driving functionality during your day, long-lasting energy for protecting your immune system, which is a big topic during COVID, and then adding special ingredients for helping your mental focus, your mental clarity during the day, and with outstanding flavor. But we needed an authenticator, as someone that has been multifaceted, influential voice in our marketplace, that has a legacy already, has built a legacy on and off the court. And that was when we matched. And he joined the company not just because of Mountain Dew Rise, but because of what we stand for as a company and as a brand behind the logo.
That's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So the Mountain Dew and the Rise Energy, it's obviously Mountain Dew. Are you collaborating with the Mountain Dew team and Nicole Portwood, or is it, yeah, how does it work internally with your marketing strategy?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of collaboration at the beginning, and this is 100% managed by us, but definitely we're part of the family, you know, and
Yeah.
that is important for us to build that endorsement internally. Mountain Dew is such a strong, I would say, franchise for the brand, for the company.
Yeah, definitely.
And we wanted to make sure that we bring that strength of the brand forward, to bring a new kid to the block. So it's just a new baby was born, and super excited to kind of paint a new picture for the brand within the brand umbrella for Mountain Dew. So Nicole is a great partner of mine personally and our team, and her team has been collaborating with us. And having said that, this is a different, I would say, part of the family, but definitely an energy brand, as Mountain Dew stands more for a soda, right? So this is the first one that we really truly have full credentials with as part of the Mountain Dew family, that we believe that that franchise can expand to other things as well.
Brilliant. And are there any other, brand partnerships and collaborations coming up that, or any insights on how you've developed those relationships and how you're choosing those the leaders that you're collaborating with, those influencers, I suppose is what we'd call them?
Yeah, I mean, we have influencers because they help us to broaden our voice, to authenticate our voice. These brands, or any brands I have worked with in my past, it's always good to bring the right influencers, and I would put the right voices. Not every voice is right for your brand, depending on where you grow into. I think the world of energy is growing like crazy. We have double-digit growth in the industry itself. And who doesn't need energy today, right? When you're sitting in front of the computer the whole day and you have to just work on different type of energies across your day versus when you were out and about. And now that the world is opening, we have to be able to provide better solutions to the consumers. Some of them drink coffee, some of them drink supplements, some of them drinking energy drinks. And I think when we talk about, going back to your question, authenticators, influencers always help the consumers to make the right choice out there. And there's influencers from a local perspective that they're not celebrities that we will be using from a I would say relevancy, but relatable as well. There's others that have bigger influential voices across the country. There's others like LeBron that have global voices. So it's just it's a matter of where the brand is and how much you need from that voice to help you authenticate that. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is the functionality of your product. What does it bring to you, to Jasmine, as an example, to just give you what you need in the morning or what you need to charge up during the day. It's about personalization of your experience with the product.
Yeah, fantastic. I guess I'm kind of thinking about inclusivity and when you are choosing those influencers, those authenticators, are you considering inclusivity and creating a brand that is, is it reaching different areas of your audience? Is it inclusive marketing? Is that a consideration?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be doing my job if I only have a diverse team that doesn't show up as our voice out there in the marketplace. I think the beauty, and I think I've been very lucky of having very talented and diverse team in my team, is they think that way. It's nothing that I have to say. And I think when we're, I would say, inviting, recruiting, being part of these partnerships, is just about that. You start with that foundation, with that thinking, saying we need men, we need women, we need diverse voices, we need to show up authentically and distinctively. I think that's with everything we're doing. And I hope you see it across the board. So it's just one brand can drive more innovation versus the other. The other authenticates the everyday life. The other authenticates flavor. The other it's a lot of ways that we can show up for that personalization that I was telling you about. Through it may not be everything creates equal, because it's not the way that marketing is today, but we're having a lot of fun, and definitely inclusivity is one of our drivers, and I hope we continue to learn how to do better, because it's every day is a learning experience for all of us, and we have the beauty of having the talent inside to learn from each other.
I mean, it sounds like you have the mindset to continue to move forward inclusively and collaboratively. So that's fantastic to hear, Fabi. One last question, because we're out of time. What do you see as the hottest trends to come in marketing for I guess H2 2021 and into 2022? What should we really be focusing on?
Well, it's not completely new. It's a how-to, but content is king. Is as we live in these platforms more and more than ever. The way that you shop products is about storytelling. It's about it's not just the swap to buy anymore only. It is about storytelling of your product and what you stand for, your values, your product, your functionality, the output. So it's a little bit of a chain and you have to be able to communicate it quickly. You have to be able to influence consumers quickly, more than ever, because it's just the abundance of richness, right? So it's just like a little bit of there's a lot of everything in the world. And I think what we've seen is the success of a lot of small brands, a lot of boutique brands across any category. And I think it's because consumers care about the stories. Where are you coming from? Are you contributing to the planet, to the environment? Are you contributing to be better in terms of your persona? And I think all of our brands, I usually connect with CMOs or people from different industries, and we all have to care about the trends that are coming, but the how to is very important. Yeah, you have new platforms, you have Clubhouse, you have a lot of new voices out there. It's just how you're going to show up. Why are you standing here? Do you have the right to be here or not? And I think for all of our brands and across any category, if you're a marketer, I would just recommend that don't look just at the trends, and look on how you're going to leverage that trend and how your brand can contribute to make us better.
Yeah, it's that purpose that you kind of mentioned there that's I mean, it's been a trend for a while, but I think that it's changing as you have to be so authentic as a brand. You just can't get away with any sort of greenwashing or, not actually being diverse and inclusive. This isn't consumers aren't going to let it happen anymore. We're too smart for that. It's going to be a big topic at Strategic Marketing 2021 at the end of the year. Which I think that PepsiCo is definitely going to be involved in and sharing on. So I'll definitely share out a link to the listeners with the recordings, which I will be sending around tomorrow. But Fabi, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being so authentic and sharing a little bit about yourself, but so much about PepsiCo and the importance of diversity and inclusive marketing within the energy brand.
No, absolutely. Thank you, Jasmine. And one thing that I love about PepsiCo and how the company drives the diversity and inclusion agenda with actionable items and immediate actions, not just talking about plans for the future, but really invested in the marketplace from small business owners, to diverse talent inside the company, to how we show up as brands, not just energy, but outside of the energy portfolio. So I'm super happy to be here, and thank you for having me. And please reach out anytime. We'll be happy to support you at any moment.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. It's like you said, it's just not a tick box exercise. And it's fantastic to hear that PepsiCo, along with so many other brands, especially those that have been involved in this webcast, are really pushing the agenda and seeing the success of diversity in the workplace, and diversity of thought is essential. So this is Women in Marketing with Fabi Torres. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jasmine Keys, and I'll see you next time.